Class or static. Mainly static is the name of the variable. So it is also called as a class variable. Why? Because within the class only we have to declare the static variable. Control structures are nothing but how we can control the condition using some of the statements available in Java. That is what a control structure. A local variable is assigned a value locally, but inside the method only we have to declare inside the method. Hello everyone, welcome to the session 3 of Unit 1 in Object-Oriented Programming with Java. This is Asha, the Faculty of Computer Science at Vidhyaashram First Grade Degree College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So let's discuss today's session, that is session 3, about the Java fundamentals. In the previous session, you already get about the what are all the data types and also some of the operators, right? So in today's session, we can get about the variables and also types of the variables and how to convention of the naming the packages and also modules and also some of the operators and its expressions and also what control structures and also lastly jumping statements. These are all the topics covered in today's session of Unit 1. So let's discuss one by one topic in detail. So in the first topic is variables. So variables is nothing but it stores a value in the memory location, right? So for example, it is like a storage space or the container which will store the data values. So for example, I declare one int data type that is of age is equal to 30. So which is of age is equal to age is variable, but it is a 30 means it is an integer value, that is what int type, right? So it will be stored in a memory space. So consider this is in a CPU, it is a consider 30 is a memory space which I assign name or identifier as age, right? So whenever I access the variable, it will store a value in a container, that is what. Let's see the definition. Variables in a Java are used to store the data that your program can manipulate. A variable is essential content, it will holds the value, right? So without the variable we can't store the values, right? And also you can write this definition also. Variables are container for storing the data values, or you can also call it as a memory location. Whenever I want, I can access that variable, right? Whenever the program is being in used. So a variable can have a data type and variable name and value. As I already mentioned, int is of age is equal to 30, right? So it is a variable name, it is a variable value, it is a variable type, which type it contains. So for example, if I have balance is data variable name like a 33,520.50, it is of float type, right? So which is of float type. So that's why it is a floating data type. This comes under a integer type. That is what it can be data type and variable name, and also it holds a value. And also here you can see one simple example, int age is equal to 27 and string. It is of name, means series of the character we called as a string, right? That is what a name character. That is what a name is equal to all. So this is how you have to declare variables. And also a variable can have mainly 3 types in Java. That the first one is local variable, and the second one is instance variable, and the lastly class or object variable, or we can also call the class or static variable. So let's discuss one by one. The first one, local variable. Local variable in the sense it can be used in within the class we can declare the method, right? So within the method, whenever we declare a variable, any variable name like a int age, consider int age is equal to, this is one type, so which is in a method void put. So this is your method name. Inside the method there is a variable that is called a local variable. And comes to instance variable, within the class, not the within the method, within the class we declare a instance variable without the declaration of static keyword. That is what a instance variable. For instance means for a quicker use we declare inside the class, not the within the method. And come to the last, the class or static. Mainly static is the name of the variable. So it is also called as a class variable. Why? Because within the class only we have to declare the static variable. But we have to use a keyword called static. So for example, static age is equal to 30. This is how you have to declare a static or class variable. So let's get into the definition. So here you can see a local variable, as I already explained in the previous slide. A local variable is assigned a value locally, but inside the method only we have to declare inside the method. And also come to instance variable, a variable which declared within the what? A class, but outside the method is known as instance variable. It's not declared as static. Without the static keyword we can declare what? Instance variable. And come to class or static variable. So a class variable is declared as static. A class variable is also known as what? A static variable with the keyword of what? A static. So here you can see one simple example, static int fees. So fees is one of the variable and which is of int type, but we declare that variable as static. That is also called class variable. This is how you have to give or write the definition of all the variables. Let's demonstrate with one simple example. You will understand very clearly. So here you can see. So simple example. So here I have a class name called what? A class A. So within the class I have declared one a variable name which is of instance variable. Why? Because as I already explained, instance variable is declared within the class itself. So that is why. And also static can be inside the class, but we use a keyword called static. That is why here it is instance variable, it is static variable. Why? Because static keyword is used here. So that's why. And also come to here, this is the method name. So in the upcoming session, you will understand what exactly the method. The method can be a return type and also method name and open and close parenthesis. We have to pass the arguments within the parenthesis. That is the method declaration. This is called a method, or you can have int add also. This is also method name, but it is a no return type. So that's why void add is your method name. So no need to worry now. So this is a method declaration. But inside the method, I have another variable name called what? Int is equal to c is equal to 30, comma d also variable, but I have not assigned any value to the d variable. So, but here inside the method, when I declare the variable, that is called what? A local variable, right? So inside the class can be a static variable and also instance variable. But the difference between static and also instance variable is the static keyword is used for the static variable. But come to the what? Local variable. Inside the method only we have to declare the what? A local variable. That is what? A demonstration of the all three variables in one program. So, and next we can see naming conventions. So, naming conventions is nothing but we have to declare how to declare the name or how to give the name to the packages or class or the static main and also variable name, and how to give. That is what a naming convention. So, let's see the definition. Java naming convention is a rule or the the law. We have to follow. You decide what name you have to give, such as class and also package, variable, constants and method. So how to give the name for the method, class and also what? A main function and packages. So let's discuss one by one. In this table you can clearly understand how to give. A class name should start with the uppercase letter, because we have to know whether it is class name or package name. So that's why making the difference between class and package, we have to give the one uppercase. So here you can see one simple example like a string, color and also button and also what system. You can give any name for your convent. And also if a program contain only integer, you can give integer. The first letter should be uppercase. That is how you have to make a difference. And come to the next one, interface name. So interface name should start with the uppercase letter and can be adjective like if any two names are included in the interface, we have to give a first one uppercase letter and come to the second one that is also uppercase. If any one, for example, color, this is only interface name, but we have to give a uppercase. Like a color difference, if a name contains two words, we have to make a one word, combining one word, and we have to use a what? Capital letter of both the starting of the letters. This is how you have to give the interface. And come to the method name. Method name always start with the lower case. The first should be lower case, and next number or next word should be start with a capital letter. So for example, consider if my method name is only action, it start with the small letters only, not a capital letter. But if the method name is two words, like a action perform, so we have to combine both the names, and the second name should start with the capital letter. This is how you have to give the method name. And also variable name, always variable name all are in what? A small case only, not a capital letter. So that's why a first name and also order number, if any variable contains two words or two sentences, you can use like a what? Method name itself. And also come to the package name. Always package name should start with the own lower case, not a uppercase. All packages are in lower case itself. And also come to the constants. So you already know, in the previous session you already get to know constants, what exactly the constants, and also tokens of the Java. So constants are always in what? A uppercase. So for example, pi is also uppercase, right? So and also math, M should be capital, right? This is how you have to use a constants. Constants are always in what? A capital letter, including both of the letters. So for example, here you can see max priority, but both words are in capital. This is user defined. And if the system inbuilt constants like a pi, so this is how you have to use a constants name. This is what the naming conventions. Through the example code you can get to know. So here you can see a simple code for the naming convention. So here you can see public class. The student is the class name. It is in a Pascal case. So Pascal case is nothing but the first letter should be in capital letter. And also if any two letters are combined, the first and also second letter should start with what? A capital letter. That is why. And also all what? A variable name should also be in what? Small letter. And also instance variable, it is in a what? A camel case. The first letter should always start with a small case. If any two words, use the first letter as small and also second letter with the capital. And also constructor like a public, student, these are all the what? A name, a method name. So method name are always start with a what? A small case itself. And also here you can see next continue of that previous program, public void display details, and also it is in a camel case, and also public static void main. This is the method name. So that's why all are started with the what? A small case itself. This is how you have to give a naming convention. And also next we can see operators. So operators is nothing but, so using the operands or using the variables, we have to use some of the signs to operate, especially with the coding or program. So let's discuss what exactly the operator meaning. Operator are special symbols or the keywords. It doesn't change its meaning, right? So keywords are nothing but it doesn't change its values or it doesn't change its meaning. Or keywords that perform specific operation on one or two or more operands. So operands is nothing but like a B, C, D. These are all some operands name. And operator is nothing but plus, minus, and also multiplication. These are all some of the applications. So let's discuss what are all the types. Especially in Java, there are 8 types of the operator. The first one, arithmetic. So arithmetic, the name itself says addition purpose, mainly for addition like a plus, minus, star, and also modulus. These are all comes under arithmetic operation. And relation between two operands. What exactly the relation? It is true or false or greater than. So this is where you have to use either it is equal to or not equal to or greater than. So likewise we have to use a relational operator. And come to logical operator, mainly we use a and also or and also not. These are all for logical 2 ands and also logical or 2 or, and for negation. So this is not. And come to the bitwise. So it is a bit level. One bit is calculated. So that's why single and single or single not. And also come to the assignment operator. So we have to assign a values. So in that case we use is equal to, for example, A is equal to B and also B is equal to A. This is where assignment operators are used. And also come to the unary operator. It is also called what? Increment and also decrement operator. That is plus plus, minus minus and also plus. And come to the ternary operator. It is mainly used in a condition where else and also if block. In this case, we use a ternary operator. And come to the special operator, like an instance of, it is which type of data we have to check. In that case, we have to use an instance. And also casting, like a which type of data it is used. In that case, we use what? A special operator. So let's discuss one by one with the example code. So here you can see the first one, arithmetic operator. So in the arithmetic operator, I already told it is mainly used for the addition, subtraction, multiplication. But here, see here, this is one example code. So first you have to declare the class with the arithmetic example with the main function. Inside the main function, declare two variable which is of int type, not a float type. You can use float type also if you want to addition. So you can use any type of data. And also here one printing statement to addition and A plus B. So it will give what? 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. And also come to the subtraction, A minus B. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. And also come to the multiplication, 10 into 5 is 50. And come to the divide by 10 by 5 is equal to 2. And also a modulus 10 by 5 is equal to 0. This is how you have to do a coding. And come to the second one, relational operator. As I already told, what exactly the relation between the two operands. So compare two values. Either it return a Boolean result, either in true or false, not anything else. And also come to the mention the class name as relational example, and inside that mention the main function, and again inside the main function declare two variables with the assignment values. And is equal to, for checking A is equal to B, we have to use a double is equal to. So is A is equal to B? No. That's why it result as a false result. And come to the not equal, A not equal to B is equal to, it's true. Why? Because both are not equal. And come to the A greater than B. Yes, 10 is greater than 5. And come to the A less than B is false. Why? Because 10 is greater than B, not the less than B, right? And also come to the greater or equal to. So yes, why? Because 10 greater than or equal to 5. And also come to the less than, it is false. So this is how you have to use a relational operator. And come to next one, that is what? A logical operator. So logical means combine multiple condition and return a Boolean value. Mainly logical means a true or false, right? So declare with the one example and declare with a Boolean result, that is true or false. And compare logical and x and y means true and false. Especially and result will be in multiplication and or result will be in addition, right? So x and y, it result as false. Why? Because true and false is equal to false, and true or false is equal to true. Why? Because either true or false will be taken, but the logical or will always taken as true, the one. And also compare to a not equal to x means not equal to true is false, right? That is how you have to use a logical. And come to the bitwise. As I already told, bit by bit. Bit by bit is nothing but you have to know the binary operation for any decimal value. So for example, here you can see 5 is written as binary. So that is 0101. So in the session you already know how to write a binary numbers, right? So convert 5 into binary values and 3 into 0011. And call bitwise and A and B is equal to A and B is nothing but it will check. So for example 0101 0011 and operation will be taken. So whenever if both the values are true, then only it result as true, otherwise is false, right? So 1 is 1, 01 is 0, 0 0. This is how the result will be generated, right? Compared to OR again. So this is 0, 1, 1. That's why 0, 111. This is how you have to do a bitwise operation. And come to the unary operator. So unary is nothing but only single operator will be implemented, or it is also called as an increment and decrement operator. Why? Because both increment and decrement will be used here. So with a single operand, we have to perform the operation like a increment, decrement and also negation. So here you can see one example with what? A unary plus, that is plus a, means it will be assigned 10. Why? Because as I already told, only one variable is enough to check a unary operator. No need to mention two variables here. And also unary minus means minus a is equal to, why? Because as I already told, minus is used here. So plus will be converted into minus. So that's why minus a is equal to minus 10. And come to the plus plus a. It will be incremented first. Then it will be printed. It's already incremented. Plus plus a means 10 is incremented as 11. So when I use a printing statement, I can see that value. And come to the post decrement, that is a plus plus. So as I already told, a plus plus is 11 here, but it will be printed 11. Why? Because a is called first here. So that's why a value, presently a value is incremented what? 11, right? So 11 is printed. Actually inside the compiler it is show as a 12 only. If you want to see the answer, use the system.out.println, within the parenthesis declare a. In that case only you can see 12 is incremented. Otherwise it show as a 11 itself. And come to the decrement part, it is pre-decrement. As I already told, 11 is already there. So but it will be decremented first. Why? Because it is a pre-decrement, not a post-decrement. So presently 12 is there in a A. So it will be decremented at 11. So after that 11, post-decrement will be occur, that is what? 10. So this is how you have to, because presently 11 is there, first we have use a variable, not a pre-decrement part. So that's why a is displayed here. If you want to see the answer like a 10, you have to use a printing statement. In that case only you will see inside the compiler it's already operation is done, but it will show as a, for a user it show only 11. This is how what a unary operation will be occurred. So next we can see control structures. So control structures are nothing but how we can control the condition using some of the statements available in Java. That is what a control structure. The name itself says control, how to control under the programming code. So let's see the definition. Control statements are the base of any programming language and how to implement in real world scenarios. So let's discuss. These are all the three types under the control structures mainly available in Java. The first one, decision making statements, looping statements, and the last jump or branching statements. So in the decision making we have, so here you can see one pictorial representation in the selection statement, or we can also, this is called decision making. So if else, nested if else, and also a switch statement, these 5 are generated or will be available in what? Decision making statements. And for iteration or looping concept we have while, do while, and also for loop, and also for each. This is advanced for loop. And also come to the jumping or branching statement, we have break, continue, and also return. So let's discuss one by one with the example code. You will understand very easily. So the first one, control statements. Under that, the first one, decision making, a structure. These structure allow you to program to make a decision based on some of the certain conditions. So, and also here you can see if statement. The first one, if. Simple, it is also called simple if, not with the else part. So execute a block of code if a specified condition is true. We have to apply the condition. If that condition is true, then only it execute. So otherwise there is no what a true condition is not applied, then it will not execute. So here you can see one simple class name if example. Under that a main function. Under that mention the variable name called int num is equal to 10. So call the if loop if number greater than 5. Yes is equal to number is greater than 5 here, because the number is declared as 10. But here the condition is number is greater than 5. Yes, it is number is greater than 5. So that's why the number is greater than 5 is declared. So in that case, if a number is not greater than 5, in that case again after if there is another statement here, that is system.out.println not greater than 5, it will be printed. That's it. And come to the if else part. So in the if the condition is true, then only the block of statement is executed. In that case, if condition is not true, then the else part of the statement is executed. That is what a if else statement. If either else, that's it. And execute one block of code if a condition is true, another block it's called a false. That is what else part. So declare a class name if else example. So call the public static void main string arguments, and also declare int num is equal to 4, and now call the condition, that is if number modulus 2 is equal to, for checking the even number or not. So that's why use a modulus here. So yes, 4 is even number, so that's why it will be printed. If not, because 4 modulus 2 is even number, right? So that's why it is number is even, otherwise number is odd will be printed. And come to the if else ladder. So ladder if is nothing but inside the if condition you have a varieties of or series of else if block. That's why if another else if, you can use one more statement, that is else if, or you can end up with the else part. So test multiple conditions sequentially. So it is apply for the mainly grade, or we have to check more than 2 or 3 condition at a time. In that case you can use a ladder if. So call the main function, declare in one variable. So using that variable we have to apply the condition. What that condition? If number greater than or equal to 90. No, right? So this will not printed. Again come to the else part. Why? Because inside the if only else if block is there. So if this statement is not executed, so come to the grade C. Why? Because number is not greater than or equal to 75. So that's why it will be printed as grade C. So and also come to a nested if statement. Inside the if you have multiple if condition again, not a else if. If else if there, it is considered to be ladder if. And come to here, a nested statement is if statement, another if statement. If you allow to check a multiple condition in a hierarchical manner, in that case you can use a what? A nested if. Again consider one example, int num is equal to 10, num2 is equal to 5, and if number greater than 0, num1, yes it is greater than 0. Again check this statement, if num2 is greater than 0, yes it's greater than 0, it will be printed both numbers are positive. If not, if this not work, so it will be come to the else part. So if else part is not there, the last else part will be worked. So what? A num1 is not positive. This is how the nested if will be worked. And the last one in control structure means decision making, the switch statement. So test a variable against multiple values. In that case we have to use a switch. The name itself says switch. We have to switch one case to another case. So here you can see switch condition. So using the day, here day is considered, day is equal to 3. Switch, call the switch statement. So inside that pass day here. So case 1, so Monday, and also give a break condition. And also next to case 2, Tuesday, and give a break. Case 3, Wednesday, give a break. So if any case is matched to the day, then only that statement will be printed. The syntax for the switch is case and also the one printing statement or statements and give a break. If any of the case is not matches to the condition, then it will be printed as default case. What that? A invalid day. This is how the switch statement will be worked. So next we can see the looping concept, that is what a looping structure. So looping is nothing but we have to print a series of characters or series of numbers. In that case we have to use a what concept called loop. So these structures repeatedly execute block of code while condition is true. In that case we have to use the first one, for loop. Executes a block of code fixed number of times. We have to fix the number of times when we have to stop the for loop. In that case only it will be printed series numbers. So let's see the one example code. So here you can see, call the main function. Inside that apply the int for condition. That is what we have to declare int. This is initialization, this is condition, this is increment or decrement. This is how we have to draw the syntax. So inside that int I is equal to start from the 1 and it will be ended up the 5. It will be keep on incrementing up to the I value is 5. So the system count plus I is nothing but it will be printed 3, 4, 5. Up to 5 it will be printed the values. So this is how for loop will be worked. And come to the while loop, executes block of code while condition is true. We have to apply some certain condition, then only it will be printed. So see the example, call the main function. I have to declare initialize one variable I start from 1. So I less than or equal to 5, then only it will be printed and incremented. So up to I less than means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up to 5 it will be generated. So if the 5 is not less than or equal to 5, right? So that's why it will be ended up in that case. So let's see the do while loop. So executes a block of code at least once, then repeatedly while condition is true. See the example, call the main function, inside that again apply, but we have to use a do loop here. First call the do and printing one statement and increment. If the loop is started incremented and now apply the condition called, we have to put a semicolon here. Why? Because the loop is ended here. So if keep on incrementing, it start from the 1 but incrementing through what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if 5 is there, it will be not generated. Why? Because 5 is less than or equal to 5, right? If 6 is printed here, 6 less than or equal to 5, it's not true, right? So it's a false condition. That's why it will be ended up. So that's why you have to use a do loop here. And lastly, you can see enhanced for loop used iterative over arrays of collection. Mainly it is used in the part of arrays of objects. So here you can see call the, this is the symbol for the array declaration, right? So call the numbers, but for numbers I have used another variable name called reference variable, that is num, inside the for loop. So it will be printed. It is like a reference variable, like a advanced variable to print another value. In that case you can use a enhanced for loop. And next we can see branching or jumping statement. It is also called in your syllabus, they mention jumping statement. It is also called what? Branching statement also. So these structures alter flow of execution by breaking out of the loop, skipping part of the code. So mainly there are break and also continue and also return. These three comes under what? A branching and also jumping statement. The first one, break, it will terminate enclosing loop or switch statement. Mainly you already see in the switch statement, if that case is over, it will break that case. If second case is over, it will break the second case. Like that it will be used. So here you can see one break example. So public static void main, call the for loop here, or you can use any of the code, but you have to use a call break. So I is equal to 3. So when I is equal to 3, it will be keep on printing up to what? 1, 2, 3. If 3 is there, why? Because 3 is equal to 3. In that case only it will be break, not generated 4, 5. These two cases are not generated. Why? Because in the series of printing the 5 numbers, it will break I is equal to 3. So that is how break statement will be worked. And come to the continue statement. So continue statement is nothing but skips the current iteration of loop and proceed the next iteration. For example, in the previous example you already know it will break from the 3, right? So it will keep on printing using the continue loop. So here you can see continue example, call the again main function and call for loop here. But when I is equal to 3 is turned, it will be continued to print what? 1, 2, 3 and also 4, 5. This is how continue statement will be worked. And lastly, you can see what? A return statement, exit from the current method and optionally returns what? A value. So here you can see return statement. So for example, if keep on the number is printing, it will return to the main function. That is how. So public static void main and call the system.print.outln means print ln and also some addition of numbers 10 plus 2. So it will printed, not what? Not exactly the operation is done. But in that case, we have to call the method name public static int add numbers and return a plus b. It will return the value. So here I have passed the values in the main function. but here I declare the method name. Inside the method, return a plus b. It will return sum of a and b. That is where, so in the previous example, you already know a plus b, it will be written, right? But here inside the main function only, I have declared two numbers, but it will be returned by a plus b. So in that case, return statement will be worked. Thank you.